In previous videos, we've discussed the use of iron metal coating and the creation of rust. And what I wanted to cover here is showing some different ways of varying that rust look. Getting a new rust versus a more old rust kind of look. We're going to start by brushing a couple of patterns with the iron B metal coating. And here we're brushing on some iron B metal coating over dry plaster. And if you're ever working with plaster parts, plaster sculpture that you want to coat with the iron B or any of the other metal coatings, it's crucial that those parts be completely dry before you apply that metal coating. And that allows the paint to really grab into the pores of the plaster and not peel away later. Now, once we brush the metal coating all over, we're going to apply this in 2 coats. And one thing we want to do is make sure we get total coverage with that first coat, and then go back and stipple out any brush strokes. And this accomplishes 2 things. One thing we don't want it to look like is a brushed on paint surface. So that's a good reason right there alone to remove those brush strokes. But in addition to removing the brush strokes, we also want to increase the surface area that the patina will react with. Since we're using a reactive patina, we want to give that as much surface area to react with as possible. And by stippling that surface, we give it a lot of surface area to work with. So there's our first coat, and we want to give that plenty of time to dry. And now ready for our second coat. Now move this to a different surface so that the rust will stand out a little bit more when we apply the patinas. Now again, with our second coat, we want total coverage, and then we want to stipple out our brush strokes. So brush on a coating and stipple out your brush strokes, and then apply your patina. And keep in mind, and we've gone over this in other videos too, you might check out some of our other videos for more information about some of the metal coatings and oxidizing those metal coatings. But it's critical when you're using a reactive patina that the patina be applied when the metal coating is wet. So if you're working on a large piece, it's a good idea to keep a spray bottle with some isopropyl alcohol and spray that on to keep the piece wet in areas where you don't have a chance to spray the patina yet. Now the first thing we're going to do is apply the Tiffany Green patina to both patterns. And we're just going to spray that over both surfaces. And then what I wanted to show here is the way you get a more new rust look using the tan patina in conjunction with the Tiffany Green. So the pattern on the right we're going to leave as is with just the straight Tiffany Green. Now on the pattern on the left we're going to apply some tan patina. Now the tan patina is a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit harder to spray out, and you get a little bit different spray pattern depending on the bottle. We're just going to give it a couple of sprays there, and then we're going to give it time to react. And you'll notice as those 2 surfaces start reacting to those patinas, the pattern on the left that has the tan patina will develop more yellow and orange colors as opposed to the pattern on the right, which is really going to develop into more reddish brown. And if we let that go over time, the pattern that just has the Tiffany Green here, this will just continue to turn reddish brown and more of a dark brown look. And this is typical of an older rust. Now the pattern on the left with the tan added gives us a more new rust kind of look. And keep in mind, since this is a reactive patina, we can either seal that and keep that finish as it is once it dries, or we can allow it to continue to turn and be what is sometimes referred to as a living patina. But if you want to seal that, it's a good idea to spray a layer of Smart Coat over the top.